Game on, everybody! Mythic Championship. We are in the final tournament, so to say, of the season. Hold My Beer going up against Quick Slick Trick as we are in game number 1 of this best of 3. So we're in the early rounds, actually, of the end of season tournament for the Division 1 teams. And currently, we have on the left side here in Battlefield of Eternity, Balz on Liming, Sartors on ETC, Gore Rider on Vala, Sezobos on Tyrande, and Khaldor on Malthael. With Quick Slick Trick starting here with Minus on Hanzo, Mariak on Maiev, Skillgrunt on Diablo, Kejna on Urel, and Viraka on Anduin. And we're ready and good to go. Game number 1 in this series. You're gonna definitely run through more matches of the Division 1 setup here, of the Mythic Championship. And this is right underneath Division S, what we're seeing here right now. So all of the teams you will see are definitely on a higher amateur level. It is definitely not Division S material, but you can definitely expect some more well-rounded plays. This is not Division 7. So should be a couple of fun games that we're seeing here. And this is the first best of 3 series that we're going to look at. But obviously we're going to have a bit more from this tournament as the season just ended. Season 9 in Heroes launch right now. With this, we're having a Vala setup, actually. Vala together, not with a double support. We're having her with Liming on the side of Hold My Beer. And they are playing with an arrow build to try and take down the Immortals as quickly as they can. Hanzo's going to attempt to do the same thing on the side of Quick Slick Trick. And we're having, for now, up at the top lane, the play between Urel and Malthael as the 4-man down at the bottom of the map with Maiev is already trying to get a quick tether in. And that pick alone for Mariak is already telling you that this is going to be a bit of a different setup. Maiev is probably one of the biggest indicators of what kind of... Oh, that is a good kill. Nice safe attempt by Anduin, but after Diablo goes down, we're also seeing the death of Maiev, so that was a really nice setup from Hold My Beer. But as I was about to say, Maiev is one of the characters that on the lower level doesn't really get picked a lot because most of them are not really able to get a lot of value out of her. Now, she has fallen in priority since the recent patches anyways, but we still oftentimes see her either banned or picked on the higher level when we're talking about Division S. And here at the Mythic Championship, we're now also having Maiev played in game number 1. So far, getting some damage out, but not having quite the impact that they obviously were hoping for. We still have the Khaldor camp taken at the bottom, but they're looking to see if they can maybe get that tether connected later on and drop someone into an additional stun here. Already Hanzo with a quick save, but they have their level 4 now. Hold My Beer, that is. And we have Dominance again in play. So now also see, yep, the puncturing arrow. So Vala is going to work on her stacks and try to get those in, so that she gets the additional damage and the additional bounce then once the quest is completed. And ETC with a speed medal. Alright, don't get that too often, but trying to get a bit of a speed bonus for the team here, a bit more mobile around the Immortal fights. And talking about the fights, we have now the focus on the Shaman camp, and we should see this from both teams. Timing it, obviously, with the objective itself, trying to get some value on the lanes while everybody is fighting for the objective. That's what we're seeing on the left side now, too. In the meantime, after the bold strategy, we have the moral compass taken for Anduin, and topside still Urel trying to keep that camp alive. They're actually making the play for Malthael. He should fall. He's way too far out. Khaldor is way too far out for this and goes down. Great kill at a perfect moment in time. That's an opportunity to get ahead on the Immortals, since obviously there needs to be a defense at the top lane now too, since it's not only a Shaman camp, but the double camp that pushes in. And with that, we're now having the immediate collapse onto the Immortal of the blue team, trying to burn that down as quickly as they can, and that should be an easy one. Halftime show should definitely end up in their hands. Urel is already sitting down at the bottom. Obviously, Vala gets some value against the red team's Immortal too, but the halftime show is still handily won by Quick Slick Trick now. Now, Malthael is back to business, and they can now try and make their play. And they have a lot of damage against the Immortal, but the fight is starting up. Maiev gets down, gets actually saved here again. And they're still trying to get the play from the side where Khaldor, just coming back now, is immediately in trouble again, becomes the focus of attention. but the Immortal gets burned down, and this time Hold My Beer is starting to get sick value. They have Tyranno, they have Vala, they have also Malthael here, but Li Ming goes down as they're still trying to go for the Immortal, and so far they cannot do too much here. Sailor Boss nearly dying, saving himself for a moment, but falls regardless. Dodged out nicely on the Immortal stuns, which was actually a bit of a problem here early on for him, but still falling then, and that's another double kill now for the team in red. They do well here. They certainly are off to a good start, but can they win the Immortal too? That's the question. They have Hanzo on the job now, and he burns it down quickly, but the problem is that Hold My Beer has a lot of heroes that do that quite well too. Kirchner nearly down, Maiev moving in again, trying to get the tether and the kill against Li Ming. They're about to grab it, but it's Urel that is in trouble, and she goes down. The Immortal also won by the blue team, and they get even more than only that kill. They're trying to jump on Dibbles, and they drop him and Maiev, and that's 3 kills and an Immortal taken. Oh, it was actually a really impressive turnaround there by Hold My Beer. Heavy aggression, 5 stacks now for Vala's Puncturing Arrow on level 4. Calamity coming in for Li Ming, and they're pushing through the top lane now to get more value as Malthael holds the bot lane. He's at the bottom of the map, trying to secure the experience for them. But up at the top, with now nearly a 1-level lead, we're seeing the Immortal do serious damage. They're already zoning them out. Nice kill against Hanzo. A little bit of a synergy problem here with the stack or the attempted stun from Tyrande. But it didn't matter. Li Ming was there, took the opportunity after ETC got the initial stun with a power slide, and then pushed the target back straight into the combo. And that's a 4 down. And they're not stopping there. They're going straight up for the next quick drop against the towers here at the front. And they should at least get 1, but obviously an early game Immortal is not going to help them for too long. Still Malthael that rotated with the team started to wait out for this to see if he can maybe get a little bit more damage. Level 9 against level 8. Shouldn't really overstay their welcome here. I mean, they got quite some value out of this already, so at this point you can just simply fall back and play for level 10 and get value out of that. We have Urel with the Divine Steed on level 7, so definitely an opportunity to make herself more or less ungankable. Not quite sure if you call it the Divine Cock if you run that particular mount, but since we are already having Urel rocking that thing, I would say a rename would be absolutely proper. Skill Grunt is a bit in trouble, and well, Li Ming is down, and so is Vala. So despite the fact that we had nice pressure against Diablo, the backline of Hold My Beer was eliminated as we saw Maiev get sick value. Oh my god, the kill still against Hanzo as Sartros and ETC is getting solid power slides through and able to get the damage connected there. Nice job by him, really well done. There's still a bit more aggression from them, but the level 10 abilities are not there. Gives us Strafe for the added damage. Last rites for Malthael. He definitely wants to be part of that battle, but doesn't get anything just there now. They're starting to make the play again. It's a 4 versus 2. It's actually impressive. ETC and Tyrande just keep them occupied the entire time, but now we have Quick Slick Trick moving back, going for their own camp. They will reach level 10. We're going to see the even talents for Immortal number 2 as it already spawns on the map here. But there are a lot of aggression in this first game. Already 12 kills, both of them now with a camp, and with Malthael taking the Khaldor camp at the bottom, they have now solid pressure against the bottom lane fort. And that's something that Quick Slick Trick has to respond to. They need resources at the bottom of the map to deal with this, and currently they're sending no one down to the bot lane. They are actually forced into defending the Immortal, which means that bottom fort might fall. Hanzo with the arrow, and the APOC combo is beautiful. Sexy setup there. And Gore Rider with Vala gets away with 9 hit points. The mosh pit drops Maiev. How the hell did they just turn that around? Bot lane still getting the value, but an insanely combo from Quick Slick Trick does not yield a single kill. Vala herself gets away with 9 hit points and saves herself. The bottom lane, as already highlighted a little bit earlier, is getting incredible value right now. Up here to the top, the pressure against the Immortal now yields the halftime show in favor of Hold My Beer. But what a setup! The combo with Hanzo and Diablo was absolutely amazing, and then they don't get a single kill. Vala barely gets out of it. The fort at the bot lane drops. The halftime show is won by Hold My Beer. This is insanely frustrating for Quick Slick Trick. This is seriously a moment where you look at it and it's like, really? Nothing? We lost on all fronts, the fort, the Immortal, and we didn't win the fight? So now we have the battle again, and it looks like Diablo might be in trouble. Malthael has already one stack on the last rights. He's trying to get a second, but just barely misses out on it. It still focuses Diablo back. And that is another Immortal one for the team in blue now. Hold My Beer, after taking both of the forts down, have another Immortal, and this is 100% shields on that bad boy. This is a really, really tricky spot now for Quickslick Trick, because not only did they lose both forts, they lost the Immortal, it has 100% shields, and you look at the experience and you quickly realize that they are likely to get level 13 as they're pushing in. So now, with them 5-manning the bot lane, this is pretty much an invitation to just rock it here. Li Ming face-checking the bush, God knows why. She's dead, Tyrande is dead, and Quickslick Trick is just going in, shows Hold My Beer the middle finger, and says, forget it. We're gonna wreck you boys right now. First combo might have not gotten us any kills, but the second one will definitely do that. And that's one of the reasons why as Li Ming you shouldn't just face-check a bush there. Just simply drop a couple of missiles into that thing, but she just ran in, and the arrow combo wasn't even needed to take her down. So she's down immediately, misplay by Ming, we have Tyrande falling shortly after. And that Immortal doesn't get anything. That Immortal doesn't get anything. I mean, they got the wall, big fucking deal. They didn't get any pressure out of the keep itself, and yep, that was a great opportunity for the blue team, and they blew it. So right now, with 15 stacks on Vala, we still don't see her with a completion on her level 4 talent, but we have now a more aggressive stance from Quickslick Trick on the map, despite the fact that they don't have their level 13 talent yet. And that gave us inevitable end for Malthael. That should help him. Yeah, there's the setup. But Dibbles gets saved. And Moshpit, on the other hand, that's a different story. And where's the last rights when you need it? Well, they got the second stack right now. Diablo is down. Can they get another kill? They're going for Urel. Another power slide is all they need. Yeah, push back. And that's the target down. Nice back and forth in this game, really. Still no 13 for the blue team. Sorry, for the red team. But yeah, Hold My Beer after that faux pas in the last push. They're still saying, boys, we still want that keep. Don't mind if we do. And they're starting to move in now. ETC should probably not soak all the damage, but they put solid pressure onto it. They're not quite able to get the kill against the keep or the destruction secured yet, but still getting a lot better with this. But I like the way that they're fighting here. And I gotta say that Sartras on ETC is honestly just killing it. I mean, that guy is doing so well on that hero. Right, some really nice moves already by them. And just generally speaking, some of the plays here have been pretty insane. On the individual level and also with the coordinated attempts to get combos through. We've seen twice now the attempt of a Hanzo arrow into Apocalypse, and it worked out like a charm every single time. Yes, only once did we see actual kills come out of it. But both of the times the combo itself worked really well, and they are doing a great job here. 13 versus 13 now with the Immortals spawning again. And it brings us into a fight where we have again the early access onto the Immortal by Hold My Beer, and you can't give them that lead. Look how quickly they take this down. They have a Tyrande with a Hunter's Mark, they have also with Monster Hunter Vala that drops the damage, and in addition to that Malthael plus Li Ming. You can't give them an inch there. Here comes the fight again. Sartras is looking. There's the arrow and the APOC. This time it fails. This time they don't get the value, but ETC is still sitting there in the middle of things, able to move out, still alive there, not trying to drop another mosh pit. Is still on a low cooldown since he was interrupted earlier, but that was nearly every single heroic ability used by Quickslick Trick, and Hold My Beer is still in play for this. They move to the top, they tap the fountain, they pre-tap that quickly, they have that opportunity to do it, and they take down the camp too. And the camp at the bot lane, if nobody deals with this quickly, it is going to take down the keep itself. And now they're making the play. Halftime show is already over. They're trying to win this. It's another big Immortal. It's another big Immortal. And the keep at the bottom of the map is taking even more damage. They can easily move in and take this at any point. Right now, Hold My Beer is in a great spot. 16 is close, and they have it. They have it right now. That gives us Manticore for Vala. We're now also looking at Mirror Ball. There's already a 10-second cooldown reduction for Malthael, who's ready to use the last rights again. And they're starting to make their plays here. That's a dangerous situation for Quickslick Trick to be in this first game of the best of 3. And the move is coming. The Immortal should easily be able to take down the keep here. That shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. 36,000 damage by Vala as they're starting to move in. And it's all about the combo again, but Apocalypse isn't there yet. Light Bomb being used once more as Ural is moving in. Mosh Pit! The APOC is going to take it down. And the save of Ural as Anduin makes the plays, but Skill Grunt is isolated and Diablo might fall again. In comes the last rights, and that's the kill in the third stack. They're going for another one, and they drop Ural. The double kill, the triple kill, and the keep eliminated. And now the Immortal on the way straight to the core, and that should be the end of game number 1 right here. Hold My Beer with a victory on Battlefield of Eternity. Great setups there towards the end. They even get the kill against Hanzo. They drop the core, and that is the lead for Hold My Beer in this best of 3 series at the Mythic Championship. GG and well played. Game number 2, everybody, and Quick Slick Trick decided to go a bit aggressive to try and force game 3. Hold My Beers in the lead, and here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, we see them on the left side with Satuas on Johanna, having Bulls on Junkrat, Goride on Hanzo, Cesarboss on Turande, and Kalotka on Leoric. And over to the right side of the map, Quick Slick Trick with a double support Kerrigan setup. Wenus on Jaina, Mariak on Kerrigan, Viraka on Malfurion, Skill Grunt on Anubarak, and Keshna on Uther. It's a pretty mad setup, to be honest. I mean, they have Jaina as the main range damage from the back, but just look at that aggression with Anubarak, Kerrigan, and a double support behind it. I mean, this setup is honestly aggressive, and more aggressive. And let's see if it works out. Hold My Beer definitely has a chance to take this with a 2-0 now, if they play their cards right. They have a good comp. They have good stuns, they have good wave clear, they have nice interrupts against turn-ins. And with that, they might be able to win this, but it depends all on how well this setup from Quick Slick Trick works. And their synergy in game number 1 was honestly pretty good. So if they can synergize their abilities here and especially stack the stuns for Jaina, that could definitely lead them to get a momentum here. And Kerrigan is a hero that just thrives on aggression and on momentum. And they're already going in. They're trying to get the stun there. They're missing the one against Gore Rider, but just as I said, Maria goes in even deeper with Kerrigan, trying to secure that kill. Not quite able to pull it off, but Gore Rider now definitely knows what's up in this game. And there's another setup, and they're going straight in for the kill against Junkrat. Kerrigan survives, gets actually healed by Malfurion here just in the last second. Down at the bottom of the map, Uther playing against Leo, and Leo... Uh-oh, that shard was missing. Ah, Venus actually connects that frost shard. That's another kill. That slow alone would have enabled them to take down Leo. So actually, pretty good job by them. So far, the aggression is definitely working out. It's a kill against Non just now, early kill for them. Turn-in opportunity. None of the teams obviously has enough gems yet to get a completed turn-in, but if you get a kill early on, you at least have a shot at getting a slight lead there. Yeah, they're trying to make the play for Junkrat again. He gets out, but in comes Kerrigan again. And Malfurion comes in from the top, so there's a chance that they're following up any kind of stun with another root. The amount of CC is honestly a bit insane that they have. The roots of Malfurion, the stuns from Kerrigan, slows from Jaina, more stuns from Uther and from Anubarak. Going for the camp down here. Yeah, bit of aggression around that. But all the way up to the top, we're now having the push out. There's a Junkrat against Jaina setup. It seems like they're not really trying to do anything about the Siege Giant approach that we're seeing from Hold My Beer now. We're level 4 on both sides, which gives us actually the paralyzing rage on Leo. So no Neil Peasants, not speccing into the wave clear here. Don't see that too often. Instead just working around the slows. But Kerrigan looking for additional targets at this point. Starting to move down to the bottom again. They're making the play for Leo. And so far Kalotka has actually done well here. Hasn't fallen yet. There's constant aggression against him. Every single time that someone jumps in and tries to take him down here, he's usually able to save himself. Hold My Beer now also with the attempt to go for their own camp, so that helps them, but it also gives up the position in the middle of the map, which leads to turn-ins for Quick Slick Trick, and they are already on 28 gems that they were able to secure here. So not losing out anything on that. It's a bit of a more safe early game, I would say, from Hold My Beer. They don't want to give Kerrigan too many fights just now. So we're having still camps taken on both sides, as we now have Quick Slick Trick on their own camp. But obviously this one has already progressed pretty far towards the wall, and if they push that with a few more heroes, they have a chance to take the wall down before even the first objective is approaching on the map here. Bit of aggression down here at the bottom, and Uther survives. The double support obviously gives them the sustain now that they need as well to keep themselves in play. And here comes the setup again. In they jump with an approach around the wall. That didn't really did too well. But yeah, the blue web weavers are descending first. And that's one of the results of Quick Slick Trick just simply sitting tight there and going for their own camp and just abandoning the middle for now. There, oh, the setup against Hanzo. Yeah, that's the aggression, that's the Karrigan plays that we wanted to see. Karrigan in trouble but gets saved by the double support. And now as the objective calms down, we have already a camp in the middle, greeting the first web weaver early, and with Hanzo down for another couple of seconds, that's obviously another problem. They're making a play for Leo, who has to get the hell out of there too. The early level 7, both teams roughly at the same time, but still, that is a good defense from Quick Slick Trick so far. They've done this actually really well. Hanzo got killed within half a second, it seems. We're now having the Boundless Fury taken for Karrigan at this point. So, right now, bot lane should be defended pretty easily. Up at the top, I expect the wall to fall, but very little outside of that. Unlikely that they can take fort with this now. Now that we're having also the level 10 abilities next on the menu. Oh, Jaina gets actually taken down. Alright, nice move by Hold My Beer. Good job. Karrigan was still sitting in the middle looking for the experience and trying to take that wave down. So yep, that helps them. But that was a good kill, and all of a sudden we're talking damage on the keep. Still a bit doubtful. Can they take it? I mean, it's a 4-hero commitment that we're seeing here from them, and they are very aggressively pushing forward. They're trying to even get Viraka there on his Malfurion, but they can't quite secure a kill against him. In comes the move again. Karrigan is looking to see if she can maybe jump in and assist, but without Jaina, they don't want to make the play just yet. So with this, we're having, again, a little setup here, as we have Mariak and Wainus and Viraka sitting at the top lane. Down at the bottom, Keshna sitting in his spot, and the turn in allows them now to get a quick move in with their own Web Weaver wave. And, well, Uther, as he goes into his build also with the whole... It's pretty much the build that we've seen now a couple of times on the North American side. Now, as I obviously casted some of the Division S matches from North America and put them onto YouTube, so if you haven't caught those, you can just go through the uploaded videos on YouTube and have a look at those. But in there, we've even seen Uther as the main tank with this particular build several times. There's a lot of the matches there. It's definitely something that is more so prone to be found on an A side, not so much in Europe, but in this case, they're going for that added setup. Karrigan missing the combo right here. Well, he got juked out. But the web viewers are now pushing in. And that's a chance for them. Top lane, that's also additional damage against Johanna as she gets pressured back. But they're starting to make a heavy commitment towards the top lane work. Leo is still at the bottom of the map, but now we are 5 manning the top lane on the side of the red team, and they're hoping to get the early level 10 now as well, I suppose. 4 versus 5, and the kill attempt against Johanna, and comes the Iron Skin, and that should still be a kill. Yes, especially, of course. Oh, well. She survives for a little bit more, but goes down after all. But again, survived for much longer than expected. The kill is still there. 3 kills against 1 now. And we actually get the Ultralisk. Uli is in. Uli, the Ultralisk, gets picked. And now we have an additional stun on the side of Marek. Didn't see that one coming, gotta be honest here. Ring of Frost doesn't hit anything, but it doesn't have to, because that Entomb that was used got actually the lockdown against Hanzo. And that's the kill right there. 4 kills against 1, level 10 abilities, another potential turn-in for the red team, and they don't hesitate for a second. Cocoon gets taken by Nuburak. He's a little bit late on the pick, doesn't even matter. And Junkrat has a bit of a death wish, if you ask me. Yep, Red Weaver Wave comes down once again, but in comes the potential push towards the middle, because right now the fort at the top has been eliminated. The middle could still be attacked here. They're pushing out the bot lane a bit. Callout guy is there, has to Wraith Walk quickly away from that position, and is able to get out. The combo still connects, but they won't be able to get a kill. Or will they? They will! And that's 12 gems down. 12 gems eliminated now. Great setup once again. I mean, seriously, Quick Slick Trick is showing that aggression. Once we saw the draft, we knew what was coming here. If you go for an Anubara Kerrigan combo with a double support, you definitely want to go ham, you want to go deep, you want to go in, and that's exactly what they're doing here. They're pushing the envelope, and they are getting the kills, and they are now bringing that momentum to bear, which we talked about earlier. Great setup from them, and they get another fort. Johanna is pushing the middle, and there's already a ping. And Jojo, I can tell you one thing. If you don't get the hell out of there, you are on the menu next, and Kerrigan is going to eat you for lunch. So here comes the aggression towards the middle. Beetles get spawned by Nubarak. That's the beauty of having a Nubarak there. If you can jump onto any kind of structure, being it towers, being it a fort, you can easily make those plays just by spawning a few beetles that soak the shots from the towers, and then you can get the pressure. And that's what they do. Massive pressure with 5 kills against 1. Experience is still fairly even, but obviously the kill count is already hinting at where this game is going, unless Hold My Beer is able to push this back. And they have enough gems for a turn-in. They got enough gems, and they're turning it up at the top right now. They're trying to secure it right here. 15, 27, the rotation comes, and there is Cesabos. Can they get the interrupt? And no, they cannot. 53 now, but the fight is starting. The Entomb comes through, and the immediate setup. The blue web weavers will come in. The Junkrat with a Riptire. And Ring of Frost doesn't connect with anything here, but they're making the play for Leo, and it seems like he's going to fall again. And Nubarak is diving deep for the kill, and he gets it. Down goes Leoric. They got another kill. Bottom lane is still pushing, so those web weavers are not going to do anything. And in the meantime, they can focus on the top lane to save the fort here as the web weavers come down. Leo is still out of commission for another couple of seconds, so that gives them an advantage. And Junkrat had to go bot lane because those siege giants are still a huge threat. So this is taken down. 13 talents are ready, and Quick Slick Trick is sitting in the middle, hoping to at least get some value out of this one. But it's getting dicey. The web weavers are easily defended, or at least should be. Jaina going into the icy veins again. Malf actually with a hindering moonfire for the added slows. And here comes the Entomb. Kerrigan doesn't give a damn about it, jumps out immediately and tries to go for the aggression instead. And Leo is all of a sudden isolated and sits there wondering why he just dropped his ultimate. So now we're going for Johanna, and she just disappears. Kerrigan real quickly comes in and drops the Chrysalis, is able to survive without any problem whatsoever. They have easy 7 kills against 1 now, and the rotation to the bottom eliminates the last web weaver of this objective that we just saw from Hold My Beer. Quick Slick Trick trying to get game 3 going. They want to go into game number 3. They're really pushing this right now. But again, one good fight from Hold My Beer, a bit of momentum, and they might be able to get this. Keep in mind that 2 of the forts that we have for the red team are incredibly low. The one in the middle and the one at the top lane. So there's definitely some momentum to be gained, but for that they have to also get a couple of kills, and right now it just doesn't look like they can. The Entomb is there again. The slow's already at the bottom here, but so far at least Kerrigan and also the Ultralisk are still fine. And Nubarak too are starting to make the play here. And with everybody surviving, they're not having any problem whatsoever to now get some value from this camp that they just stole from their opponent. Still a level ahead, 41 gems in their hands, and obviously through all the kills that they got previously, they eliminated a lot of the gems that Hold My Beer was holding. 24,000 damage from Kerrigan herself, 33,000 on the other side from Junkrat. But yeah, they're doing really well with this. And keep in mind that a lot of the Ring of Frost that we've seen from Jaina didn't even connect yet. So if they get that set up and they connect the Ring of Frost too, they should be able to pull a Houdini and let a couple of the opponent's heroes disappear in a second. And level 16 is also going to drop quite quickly for them. Yep, the gems get turned in. That's going to be 47 that they secure here. So it's another big lead for them. Junkrat is jumping all over the place in an attempt to defend the lanes. But now we're having the mid lane focused again. Turn-in is there, 47 gems so far, so they're 10 away from getting another one. Kerrigan double-checking the bush right now, and the double support is already keeping everything alive. Well, with that, we're having again a bit of a more cautious play because they're trying to get level 16 right now. So that's one of the things. And, well, let's have a look at the bot lane, because that's where we actually have Jaina now doing her thing. And Jaina at the bottom of the map can easily take that camp, especially with the help of Uther now too. So since there is no threat of an objective to be taken by the blue team, there is absolutely no problem there. They want to have the experience, they want to have the bot lane pressure, and once they get that, they should also have the amount of gems they need for another turn in, and they are going to get all of it. 16 turn in. And Leo's trying to defend the bot lane, because he has to. I mean, there's catapults pushing, plus also the siege giants. And now there's the level 16 talent, which gives us the northern exposure. And Kerrigan is already looking for another potential kill. There's the turn-in attempt. Quick flashlight from Johanna, interrupts it for a second, but let's face it, they won't be able to delay that for much longer. And now they're facing a real problematic situation. Hold My Beer is sitting there, not really knowing what they do. Good move by Riraka, eating the owl as it was attempting to interrupt Kerrigan from turning in. Red Web Weavers are coming though, and that's not the only thing that's coming here. Quick Slick Trick is moving through the middle of the map already without the objective, and is just saying, alright, let's get that fault early. And make sure that the Web Weavers are going to get mad value right now. Benediction on Uther is helping them with a double stun. The Northern Exposure is dropping even more damage potential into the hands of Jaina. And there's still half a level that Hold My Beer has to cover until they have even talents with their opponent. And that's not easy to get there either. So they're starting to jump in again. Take the fort down without any problem. Web Weaver's top, Web Weaver's bot lane. Now they just have to make a decision on where they want to push, and they go for the middle. Go straight down the middle, right down into the heart of the blue team's base as they're trying to break through the wall here. Johanna moving out, using the Iron Skin early. Has to play around the cooldown now. Web Weaver's top and bot lane doing some value. And here comes the Riptire. Trying to push this out. Actually, trying to help with the deep push up at the top, I guess. Yep, that's what we're seeing right there. Bot lane, on the other hand, gets focused as the shift comes, and that's going to eliminate the wall at the least. And since Hanzo is still at the top side, they can't do too much out of there. Well, they try to go for the keep already. 16 versus 16 now at least. Arrow comes in and hits Jaina, but that's all that they get, and not for much longer. In comes again the Entomb as they're trying to make the play for Leo. Leo needs to be really careful right now, despite the fact that there is Royal Focus, and the keep at the bottom of the map is already going to fall as the Ring of Frost connects with 2. Shankar gets pushed away, but Leo is down. That's the first kill right there, and they're trying to make another play straight for Tirana, but she dodges out on the stun as we're seeing the completion of Johanna's quest at least. Nicely done there. Question is if you could get any value out of this. Epicenter on the Nuburak is going to do wonders in those attacks now. Even more stuns coming as if it wasn't already enough. And they easily move back, even attacking the camp as the rest of the team is just trying to move out. No trouble whatsoever with Leo still being dead of stealing this away from your opponent. The keep at the bot lane eliminated. And now another chance of gathering more gems for another turn-in. And talking turn-in, Hold My Beer has at least a chance to get another Web Weaver wave. They're down in kills by 7, 1 against 8. But if they get another Web Weaver wave, maybe they can take a few of these structures down. Keep in mind, both forts still in play means that there is no counter pressure from catapults. If you can drop both of those, you are going to spawn catapults on every third minion wave. And that's going to at least help you a bit to mitigate that wave clear pressure that exists from Quick Slick Trick right now, especially since the bot lane keep was already taken. But the problem is all the stuns that we're seeing. Painful spikes are now coming in as well. We already have the kinetic fulmination here on level 4. And with the Epicenter for Nuburak, you get just so much more stun value at this point. It is crazy. The cooldown reduction by itself is amazing. But obviously, just getting more stuns here, that already does the trick. There's the interrupt against Johanna. They're trying to push this in again. Here's the play. Ring of Frost doesn't connect. It just doesn't connect at all. Hanzo already with a short distance arrow. Yes, they're trying to make the play for Junkrat, and Junkrat is down. The red is dead, and here comes the Divine Shield on Malfurion as he gets his own tranquility through mass defense. Now they're trying to jump in again. Kerrigan! And she gets the kill. Gets the kill, gets the stun against Tyrande, and they're just going for it. Quick Slick Trick with 11 kills against 1. They're going through the bottom of the map right now. They definitely want to go for the core here. Kelna is already low, but Uther has no trouble whatsoever staying alive since Malfurion is dropping the heals as well. And they just take Hanzo down. Hanzo should rename himself Houdini in this game because the disappearing acts that he has been pulling are amazing. Hold My Beer is going to lose game 2 as we have Quick Slick Trick push in for the victory to force game number 3 in this best of 3 series at the Mythic Championship here. Great play onto the Spider Queen by Quick Slick Trick as their aggression takes down the blue team with 12 kills to 1. Game number 3, everybody. Hold My Beer against Quick Slick Trick, the third and final map of this early round match in the Mythic Championship. Very different compositions now on all direct pass. On the left side, Sartuas on Tyrael, Balz on Liming, Khaldor on Muradin, double frontline, Go Rider on Sylvanas, and Cesarbos on Ana. Yeah, and on the other side, we're currently looking at Winus on Ophia for Quick Slick Trick. We have Kejna on Urel, Mariak on Zeratul, Virak on Tyrande, and Skill Grunt still playing and Nuburak here. Okay, time to shine. Let's see what we're going to get. Which team is going to advance in the tournament? Mythic Championship, the final tournament, the end of season tournament for the Division 1 teams. And again, this is just below Division S, but obviously it's a little bit lower in terms of the skill level that you're going to see here. But we had a couple of awesome combos already. And with Ophia in the game, this is actually going to be really interesting here. So we have here on level 1 with the Ancestral Strength, standard pretty much to be taken on the hero. Also, Zeratul went into a cleave build. Gotta point this out these days a little bit more, ever since we had the changes coming in. It's not quite as common anymore as it was in the past. Still the preferred build to be taken. I don't want to take away from that. You still mostly see Void Prison taken for synergies and a cleave build in general, but we have seen more auto attack builds now. Especially Granite Gaming has been playing around a lot of those, and other teams have followed there as well and have started to play more around an auto attack style with Wrath of the Nerazim on level 10 then afterwards. But as it stands, it is a big map that we're seeing right now, and the question is obviously who's going to take the win and advances. Series so far has been pretty cool actually, and the composition on game number 2 was pretty awesome from Quick Slick Trick. Was very aggressive around Kerrigan, and if you are successful with the aggressive Kerrigan composition, it always looks pretty amazing. Double support, a Nuburak Kerrigan setup, Jaina has the damage. It starts to become tricky when Kerrigan in her comp falls behind and has trouble getting the aggression going and loses the momentum. Talking about game number 1 about game number 3 by the way, we have the Legion of Beetles taken now on their end. So for the added spell armor here against Liming a little bit, helping out oftentimes, but still very few Nuburoks actually make that adjustment when a Liming is on the other side, simply because having Regeneration Master or other talents is oftentimes still the superior choice, and most Liming players on a higher level are easily able to play around that. Sylvanas on the other hand wasn't able to play around the rotations we've seen from Zeratul, so she goes down, and that's a bit of a problem. Liming has to rotate now, because they need to catch the experience. So it's important that the team has another hero at the top lane, and Liming is the one who makes the rotation to get that. Level 4 abilities now, ready for both teams, which brings Zeratul's cleave build a little bit farther. The jump in again, and there's the stun, and ho, Tyrael nearly taken down there. That was close. Liming with the dominance on level 4. Muradin, ooh, going Sledgehammer even on level 4. Alright, trying to complete his baseline quickly, since Blizzard added, of course, the new functionality, so that you get a few more stacks for that. And on top of it too, he can really start to hammer down the structures later on, or also the cavalry in the game. With that, especially the Ana and Liming combo later on will be something to watch out for. Because once that we have the nano boost and Liming just going in, if she can get good combos off, whew, yeah, then we're talking damage. And we're talking party. So the objective is up on the map. Nobody really making a move for it just yet. It's a pretty powerful, generally speaking, but it's also something that's oftentimes tricky to take, and both of the teams want to have their level 7 right now. So they're just making the plays for that. Down at the bottom, Sylvanas has actually started to rotate back down, has not gone to the top lane again. Instead, Tyrael has taken over those duties. And yeah, here comes Rhino still. Pretty normal build for him so far. Fright, it's all about like Dread, trying to push into this. Expect the same also on level 7. As we're having the talent coming in, and yep, there it is. Mind Devourer has been taken. We're also having the Divine Steed for Urel. Plus, in addition to it, we now have Wormhole ready for Zeratul. And Calamity for Liming. 2 big talents for some of the mobile heroes that we're seeing here. And the blue team is already trying to use that situation to get a slight lead over their opponent at the prisoner camp. It is doing exactly that. The interrupts keep coming. Yep, there's 22 seconds already only left. They're trying to make the play again as Tyrael is moving in, but has to jump out. And the red team reclaims their position. Push down here on the middle, though, has to be dealt with. That's... Oh, nice! Pulse are dodging out on the stun from Menubarak. Close call there. Able to move out, though. Very few stacks, by the way, for Muradin. He's sitting at only 6 stacks on the baseline. Not connecting a lot of Stormbolts so far. Has another chance to get one here and misses it. Do I go for the left? Do I go for the right? Straight through the middle, baby. And doesn't connect with anything. Zoning Stormbolt. That's what we call those. Definitely creating space for the rest of the team here. But yeah, as we're seeing all that space created, we also have a slight lead in experience now for Hold My Beer. It's definitely a bit more timid start into the game from the 2 teams with this. Already, Tyrael sitting towards the side, looking again at an opportunity to maybe get access to this. Khaldor sitting at the side here, waiting for the Stormbolts to come through. Also all waiting for the level 10 abilities. Good combo from Liming here. Or, well, at least the arrow, the orb is hitting home. And trying to get the stun connected. Liming moving out immediately. Muradin still stingy with those Stormbolts. I know that dwarves are pretty stingy in general, so I think Muradin is a little bit worried. Like, he's been throwing so many of those hammers away, and at some point he just has to pay for all of that. Never really considered that, honestly, but if Muradin has to pay for every single hammer that he throws out, that's a pretty expensive talent to take. Or just in general, a very expensive ability. So it feels like Muradin in this game is just saying, yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's worth it, you know? I have to buy all that shit. And if I carry all these hammers around, if I have to restock after every single game, that's just draining all my resources. Throws another one out, but that's not the only thing that gets thrown out here. There's a lot of damage that gets thrown onto Urel, and she's down. So with this, there's another potential kill, maybe even. Muradin is sitting at 8 stacks. Could get another Stormbolt connected. He is trying to do exactly that, but it only hits a beetle. That didn't do anything for him, but they are about to get that prisoner camp right there. Alright, can they maybe get that through? Right now they have a much better chance of taking the first objective, especially since Urel is just now coming back and it might be a bit late. Sylvanas at the top had to be careful against Zeratul. Liming is still in the middle, and that's going to be it. That's going to be the cavalry coming in. And I'm not talking Tracer here for once. Muradin still on 8 stacks, but yep, there we go. Cavalry coming in. And with that, what else do we see? Top lane, Gore Rider sitting there. We're having Keshna still sitting at the side. Yeah, they've taken Sylvanas down already once early on, and she kind of learned her lesson here. So now they're starting to make the way still through the middle here, trying to get another quick kill. Level 10 ability. Oh, Judgment! Alright, it is on! Judgment into Sylvanas' arrow, I suppose. And let's see how that works out. Definitely not something that I've seen coming here. Void Prison is in, but yeah, it's time for Judgment, baby. That's what they kind of try and take, but holy hell. This is going to be a really, really interesting one. At this point, top side, Sylvanas trying to push that through. Uh-oh, maybe even getting a kill? No, not quite. We don't see the 5 versus 5 yet, so there is nothing really to be talked about in terms of synergy with 5 heroes on the map, because they're split on the lanes at this point. But there's definitely a big chance for these combos later on. And Tyrael at the bottom of the map gets actually attacked here. Has used Judgment as Urel. Tries to go for Zeratul. It's stunned out. Tyrael in trouble. And he is likely gonna fall. Or is he? Sartras is starting to move away from this, but Zeratul is still on the chase, as at the top is seeing the big fight down here. Tyrael goes down, but the fort at the top lane has also fallen. Nice. So yeah, at the same time, the middle of the map, still need to be a little bit cautious about this, obviously, since we're still having Marek sitting around there. But it's now 1 kill against 2. But again, they got the structure advantage to this. They might be behind in kills, but they have been able to take the top 4 down. Muradin sitting on 10 stacks on the baseline now, 8 minutes into the game. Yeah, definitely. That Sledgehammer is so far not doing a whole lot for him. Still have to hit the Storm Balls in order to get some value out of it. Stacks for Sylvanas are bringing her down up to 46 points right now. And what else do we have with that? In the middle, yeah, Skill Grinder sitting there. Kejna, of course, riding around still on the golden cock, and in the meantime the camp's taken. Again, more of a timid setup. I can't really blame them. It's game number 3, right? You had 2 exciting games already with a lot of aggression from the teams, and now, since this is pretty much the life in the tournament on the line, both of them are a little bit more hesitant to really engage into the fights. We have an aggressive setup around Tyrael, who already used Judgment again, and now they even get the kill. But the question still is, yeah, nice move, Go Rider. I was just about to say, the question is, can they keep both heroes alive? But Go Rider disabling the 4 definitely helped them, and they had a bit more assistance there too. But the aggression from Tyrael, even in the solos. I was expecting him to mainly focus on Judgment every single time they have a big team fight, but in this case, he has just absolutely no problems throwing that out whenever there's a chance. The problem now is that there is a rotation coming their way, and Sylvanas is attacked immediately, gets fully stunned out there, trying to get some value against Zeratul, though, and they actually get the kill. Nicely done. Cocoon against Li Ming. Well, previously she would have been able to dodge this now with a Calamity and with a teleport, but Blizzard trying to make the game easier, and therefore in this case no dodge available. Yeah, I'm pretty unhappy to honestly see that. Blizzard definitely making, in my opinion, the wrong choices there. It's still, in theory, possible to dodge out on a Cocoon if you're outside of the range, but just blinking the Cocoon on a short distance like we would have seen here, for example, doesn't work anymore. And honestly, it's anybody's guess why Blizzard is trying to make their game even less competitive than it already is, and trying to eliminate these options for good players to distinguish themselves from the lower levels. But as it stands, unfortunately, Li Ming is not able to do that anymore. That would have been a Cocoon dodge right there. Didn't really have any big consequences there at the end, but in the past, those were some of the most amazing plays that we've seen. In this case, we still have the prisoner camp taken by the blue team, and that's the second objective for them. So they are starting to go straight in for another potential drop against the fort in the middle, I would say, because we already have the bottom and the top eliminated. Urel is getting some extra experience for them. And you gotta give it at least a quick slick trick, because this is one of the things they do really well. They at least hold minion experience quite nicely. And if you look at minion experience now, they have a slight lead with this, a bit more than 1,000, and it's going to increase through moves like that. The problem for them in this game is really that they lose out on the objective the entire time. This is the second objective now that they just lost, and while they're doing a great job soaking 3 lanes and then pushing lanes out the entire time whenever possible, they're still looking at a situation where now they have to face the music again, and those cavalries are pushing hard. Especially when you can enhance that push even with the Sylvanas. And there's also, oh my god, a Nubarak dead, and not even using the Judgment here. Judgment as a setup for anything would be amazing, but right now we have Hold My Beer just doing exceptionally well in this game. And bot lane is now being defended by Zeratul in the middle. They're giving up on this keep, which means that one of the armor shields for the boss is going to fall. And let's not forget that there's another cavalry at the top that is already doing some serious damage as well. And Sylvanas is already jumping in to enhance that push even more. Muradin is slowing them down now. 16 stacks by now for Muradin. Volotka using the avatar, needs to jump out, tries to, and gets dropped regardless. Void Prison slowing down the onslaught onto the keep, so that also worked out for them, but the kill against Muradin was the most important one. He went into a bit of a different build than we've seen in the past, obviously. Burn down against the Cocoon, that worked out, but Tyrael is still gonna fall, isn't he? Yeah, Tyrael is down. But still, 16 against 16 now, and after the keep in the mid lane was eliminated, the one at the top has taken serious damage too. So right now, quick slick trick, after the 2 kills they have to do something, and their answer to this situation is gain momentum, take the boss, and there's still everybody sitting around and showing. I don't really know what they're gonna do with 3 heroes against 5. Well, if they get a kill against... no, they don't. Ah, they do! Calamity value as Orphea goes down, but Li Ming is also eliminated. And that is obviously now a staggered death as well. focusing their attention on the boss again. But Marek has already taken a lot of damage. And to be honest with you, at the end of the day, that was absolutely worth it. Hold My Beer gets the kill against Ophia. They lose Li Ming, but they deter their opponents from going for the boss. So it might have been risky, but it worked out for them. No boss, and therefore no momentum. Anubarak on level 16, still with the epicenter, so maybe around the stun they can make a play and try and get something done there. We're having the dwarf launch for Muradin. I'm honestly not quite sure why. We have Bronzebeard Rage, which I can understand if you don't go for your level 4 second proc, so that you drop the healing static and get the Bronzebeard Rage instead. But given the build, I'm not 100% certain why exactly they're going for this talent. This is more something that I would honestly see if they're trying to make a play around Haymaker, which we've now seen a couple of times when Muradin has another tank at his side. What I would have liked, considering the way that this is going, is maybe Stone Form still taken by him after popping the avatar. Would have saved him probably earlier. Would have given him more sustain. It's actually interesting to me that he's still sitting at only 16 stacks. We're 14 minutes in, and despite the fact that we have Sledgehammer from Muradin, he hasn't been able to complete his talent on level 1. So that cooldown reduction is something they can't rely upon. They don't have the Pierce, and that honestly matters at this point. But we have still a lead for them. 5 kills against 5 though, and the prisoner camps are up on the map again. So with this, up to the top, what else are we going to see here? They're going to try and go for number 3 now. If they get the third one, Li Ming alive. And gets healed by Ana, obviously. That nano boost could be another thing. And still waiting for the judgment straight into the damage output from good old Sylvanas. Get that silence in right away and then drop the target with Li Ming if you can. That nano boost would help a lot. Zeratul is sitting in the middle. I mean, they have to react to the mid lane. Obviously, with that keep going, there is going to be pressure. Starting to poke again. Good interrupt. Yes, Sylvanas is trying to channel through as well as Li Ming, and they get it again. They're trying to fight it. They put the pressure on the quick slick trick. They're forcing it right now. They're forcing the engage. Khaldor with another Storm Bolt right there. 20 stacks for him now, and they interrupt again. So far, so good, but the pressure in the mid lane is still there. It's still real. Damage from Balsa at the side as they're trying to connect the combos. Time after time. 40,000 damage for Li Ming. 34,000 for Fia. Zeratul comes in the back, trying to set the Void Prison up for the rest of the team to jump into. They're going for Li Ming, but they can't get the kill. But they are getting the kill against Ana. Ana goes down, so does Li Ming. And that's the kills that they need. 2 down. 5 versus 3. Is that the turnaround here in the game? Is that the moment when they can turn it around? They're trying to go for the objective and they try to go for a different kill. They're going again for Muradin, but he survives at least for now. 7 kills against 5. That's starting to get a little bit of momentum. Tyrael moving to the top, trying to pressure the keep again. In the meantime, we're having Muradin also in trouble, jumping out just barely. And Sylvanas is poking around as much as she can too. Mid lane getting attacked, and that boss is going to take damage pretty soon. Tyrael's already sitting there, starting to make the play also for Zeratul. Still has Judgment ready. And yep, now Zeratul needs to be careful. There's the Judgment, there's the attack, and there's the attempt at the kill. Zeratul is barely getting out, but that keep is going to fall. And in the meantime, we have the attack on the left side. Muradin is low, and so is Tyrande and Anubarak, but they're still going to get the objective here. But with 2 keeps down, that's a problem now. That's a big one. 2 of the keeps down, so now we are going to see those gnolls moving through 2 of the lanes, and they are in desperate need of some structures to be eliminated. Quick slick trick, that is. They haven't taken down a single fort yet, not one. But now we're 17 minutes into the game and they get the objective, they get the Raiders, and with the Raiders they have a chance to push this back now. But it's tough. It's 19 versus 19, both of the teams looking for level 20 abilities right now, but there's a heavy aggression now through the middle, and that should be an easy defense. I mean, just look how quickly they are burning this bad boy down. Muradin's Stormbolt is doing so much damage against it now too, despite the fact that we're only seeing 14 stacks on the level 1. That one was burned down within seconds, and now they're rotating towards the bot side, letting the top lane be top lane. So now they're starting to move in for that. 83 stacks in the meantime for Sylvanas. We're sitting at 38,000 damage. They're coming in here. Silence comes through. Judgment is up again. Tyrael could use it. Doesn't. They're still trying to burn the Raider down first. It's a 5 versus 5 at the bottom of the map. And here's a quick move against the Cocoon. And with a disintegrate as Tyrael gets attacked from Anubarak. Marek still sitting in the back line there. Judgment not used yet. Here it comes against Zeratul. They don't get the kill though. The Void Prison is active. And the fort is already down. The one at the top is also getting attacked as we're still seeing the fight down here at the bottom. bottom. And Uberok is diving in once again, and the attempt of Fia to get the ult connect that fails. But Zeratul jumps in again, dodging out on the Stormbolt and moving in for the kill and getting it against Li Ming. All of a sudden, they're starting to gain more value out of all of this. The stuns keep coming, and Ana goes down, but the Numerak gets dropped too. Top 4 has been eliminated. Middle is pushing against the core right now. It's taking damage once again. That boss is fighting at this point. Should be able to survive through this, and obviously is going to regenerate as well. Level 20 abilities are in there for both of them. The push in again, as we're seeing Muradin jumping in deep, trying to get another Stormbolt set up. Only 2 heroes here, but Gore Rider's coming in too. Tries to connect the dagger here. They're going again for Turan. The Muradin jumping in, and the Stormbolt to the face. A hammer straight on the nose there, but Muradin is dead as well. Tyrael is dead too, Orphea falls. It's just death everywhere. And at least Sylvanas can get out with the Will of the Forsaken. Top lane is getting attacked. In the middle, still the push happening here. And with 2 of the armor shields destroyed, they have to defend. But the game is all of a sudden all over the place. 11 kills against 8. 11 against 8. They push out the top lane. 2 forts have been eliminated. But it's still 2 keeps down on the side of Quick Slick Trick. Whew. That's set up now. Zeratul, 52,000 damage. 55,000 for Orphea. 53,000 for Sylvanas. Is getting a bit more value right now, and also more stacks together, sitting at 115 now at least. Muradin with a rewind. He got a good connect earlier, but we're going to have a 5 versus 5 again. You're going to see those 5 heroes on the map now, and obviously at this point you still have to control the bosses at least, especially if you're a Quick Slick Trick. You have to have an eye on the top boss. If you lose that, you are in trouble. I mean, any boss is hurting at this point. This is why the Owl has currently scouted out the bot lane, but they are starting to make the play for the top. And since there's vision in the middle right now of Zeratul and Anubarak and Yrel, they can go for this. The Owl connected, and actually I think scouted out Gore Rider, and are starting to make that rotation now. So I don't think that anybody is going to go for that boss anytime soon. Gore Rider is still sitting there, but now we also have the prisoner camp coming up again. And that's at the bot lane, which means that it's far away from the top. So that lane is going to get some pressure very easily, and that pressure is going to be mounting up, and eventually that core is going to fall. So right now it's important for Quick Slick Trick to win another team fight and take this. This is game 3. Only the winner advances. We are at the Mythic Championship, ladies, and this is where it comes down to the wire. Game number 3, both of the team already winning 1. In comes the jump against Zeratul. Stormbolt misses. Tyrael is jumping in as well. And they're still getting those waves through. Everybody looking towards the objective right now. Everybody looking towards the better position. Top lane pushing in the meantime. As expected, that's going to be a big problem. I mean, we're already having 2 gnolls here. 3rd one coming in. They need a win. They need a fight. They're going for Li Ming. And Muradin jumps in deep to assist. And they hold for now. Bot lane also getting pressured. It's not only the top lane that is getting pushed here. The bottom lane is experiencing a very similar situation, which is why Yrel is currently moving down to that. And the blue team still has to be aggressive around it. Or at least they should. Once they see someone at the top lane in particular, they should move straight towards the objective. And this one, this is going to do solid work. So, yep, right now, they go for the boss. They're trying to go for the boss here quickly, and already as we're having everybody else focusing onto the prisoner camp at the bottom left, Quick Slick Trick should be suspicious. They should be thinking, guys, something's up here. Nobody's doing anything, and just look how quickly that bad boy gets burned down. They want to go for the core, and already the core is getting attacked here, but yep, that boss is taken, and they can't do anything about it. That owl comes in, but it's way too late, and that's going to be the push. That's going to be the push, and that's going to be the one that matters. And here comes the fight, and this is a fight that they have to win. If Quick Slick Trick doesn't win this, they're in trouble. Void Prison comes out already. They're starting to move in. Here comes your field, and it doesn't connect. And the Cocoon against Li Ming, as we're already off Sunzine Tyrael, and again in trouble, and the Disintegrate takes her down. That's the kill, that's the reset. But Li Ming is dead too. The mid lane pushes the core, though, the top as well. Zeratul with a kill, the double kill, and they go for the triple. 3 heroes down. They go for Zeratul. They at least try to get the kill against him. And Sylvanas is in trouble, and she falls. The problem is the core is falling too, and it doesn't look pretty. Not at all. They win the fight, but they lose the game, and this is Hold My Beer with a 2-1 victory in the best of 3 at the Mythic Championship against Quick Slick Trick.